Go ahead, Stacy.
Yeah.
What is your relationship with your tracker?
Yeah, the tracker that's everything right there. Like I'm a numbers data person, and so that's how I manage my everything. I mean, that is where everything lies, and that's why I like, the daily planning sheet. That's why I like the to-do list that you set up for me. It's just you follow it.
What
That's
would
it.
what would it mean to you? What would it do to you if all of a sudden you couldn't use your tracker anymore? It stayed exactly how it is today. You can't edit it, you can't add to it. What kind of loss would that be to you in your life?
That's chaos.
Okay.
That's no good.
So what I want you all to do is look down at your own relationship with your tracker and with tracking. And I want you to ask yourself, is your relationship negative or positive? If you look at something and you have a negative aversion to it, you will not do it consistently. So your one and only job now is to figure out how to date that thing until you like that thing. Okay? You have to commit to doing it enough to figure out the positives that are there. Okay. But if you just sit there in the negative and you avoid doing it, you never even have enough time to get to know it, enough to truly see how it can benefit you. It's when you see how it benefits you that you now have a natural motivation to stay consistent.
Did you see
How many days?
did you see how when Tammy mentioned tracking, it moved into her planning, her talking, and then it's gonna ultimately go to recap. So it starts
Yeah,
with
Tammy's like, no. Yeah, Tammy, you said that when you're in your tracker, it tells you what you need to focus on.
plan.
That informs what you're going to do for the day. That it does. It's a relationship.
It all ties together. There's a reason why those four are in the order they're in.
Mm-hmm.
So how many days does it take to create a habit, right? That's the biggest thing. Like once you do it and you see the positive, that's what keeps you doing it because
It takes 21 days of discipline and 66 days of practice.
66 days.
wonder
Yeah,
why
you
you
have
use
to
that
have,
number.
but you have to have discipline for the 3 weeks. So if you feel like you have not been able to develop consistency with either tracking, planning, talking, or recapping, you have to ask yourself, did you ever have the discipline enough to dedicate yourself for 21 straight days? Well, then that's why you didn't become consistent. You don't just wake up consistent, you guys. You have to have a dash of discipline in the morning for 21 days until it starts to feel easier. You start to see the benefits. If you're not willing to have a dash of discipline for 21 days, I'm not really sure you should have enrolled.
Well, and if it gets away from you, that's where it gets really hard. Like take that few minutes to do it. If you
Totally
go more
agree.
than 2 or 3 days, that's where it becomes a big, huge thing.
Totally agree.
I also love tracking. I'm a data person. But February was awful for me personally. I was sick and there's just a lot of stuff that got in the way. And now I'm dreading my tracker because I know I'm behind. It looks icky to me because I feel like I'm gonna have to catch up. But I can't wait to get back into the habit, back into the 21 days. Because
Yeah. Allison Sevo just went through the same thing. She had to sit down for several hours and actually catch herself back up. And now that she did, she feels better, but it feels like hell when you're behind. So Stacy's right. You really do have to. This is a life commitment, you guys. If you want to be in real estate and you want to have predictable income and know your data, you have to make that commitment to yourself to do the tracking. Okay. But when you get good at it, it should only take you 10 to 15 minutes a day.